Hey, what's going on? It's Jerry Glean back on the scene here with another video. Today, I'm going to be showing y'all how to set up a delay on your lead vocal. So let's hop right in and get to it. Okay, so I have the H delay plugin here made by Waves, and it's important to note that I have this delay set up in parallel with my main vocal. And what this means is that I've loaded this delay plugin on its own separate mixer channel. So I don't load the delay plugin on the actual main vocal's mixer channel. So in order to set this up, what I do with the main vocal is I send out a copy of it to the delay's mixer channel. So you'll see here at the bottom of the mixer that a copy of the main vocal is being sent out towards the Reverb's mixer channel, and then it's also being sent out to the delay's mixer channel. So this is typically how you want to set up your delay, because this now gives you the ability to add additional processing to just the delay by itself without affecting the main vocal. So I can load plugins before or after the delay plugin and kind of shape the sound of just the delay by itself. And then I can also use this volume fader right here to control the actual volume of the delay. So it really just gives you complete control over the sound of the delay. Okay, so the first thing that we want to discuss is how much of a delay do we want on the vocal? Now, to answer that question, we need to first understand the sound that we're trying to create with this delay. And really what we're going after here is just a subtle echo that kind of sits underneath the vocal, something that you don't really notice is there. So over here on the left side of the plugin, this delay knob right here is where you're going to kind of set the timing of the delay. And typically I like to have somewhat of a faster delay time set, something like an 1/8 note delay or a 16th note delay. When you set it up like this, it's gonna really quickly repeat phrases. If you have this delay knob set too slow, like for instance right here, I have it set at 1 whole bar, then things can get really muddy pretty quickly because it's repeating all the lyrics within 1 whole bar. Whereas with an 1/8 note delay, it's quickly just repeating small sections of a phrase. Let's go ahead and play the vocal by itself and I'll show y'all what I mean.
This thing is adding up, 2 plus 2, days go by, they multiply, memories made of me and you, lost in you, say you miss me, stay up till the morning.
Okay, so that was an 1/8 note. Let's go ahead and bump this up to a 16th note.
This thing is adding up, 2 plus 2, days go by, they multiply, memories made of me and you.
Okay, so that's sounding pretty good. And so the faster delay times are kind of just quickly repeating, our lyrics. But let's go ahead and set this to 1 whole bar and I'll show you what that sounds like.
This thing is adding up, 2 plus 2, days go by, they multiply, memories made of me and you, lost in you, say you miss me, stay up till the morning.
Okay, so y'all could hear right there was just too much space between the actual vocal itself and when the delay started because it was waiting 1 whole bar before it started to repeat the phrase. Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm gonna set it here at a 16th note delay. Usually that's where I have it set, either there or at an 1/8 note delay, something on the faster delay time side, but definitely just experiment with that. And as always, just trust your ears. And make sure that you have this host button selected here in the middle of the plugin. This will just help ensure that the delay knob right here is in sync with the tempo of your project. You'll see here that it's set at 130 beats per minute. And then up here, I also like to have this ping pong effect engaged, which basically just makes the delay bounce back and forth between the left and right speaker, which to me, I think sounds cool. It's definitely a stylistic decision that you're gonna have to make whether you want that or not. And then over here on the right side of the plugin, we have the dry wet mix knob. And this just controls how much of the delay that we want to blend in with the original signal of the main vocal. But since we have this delay on its own channel, we're just gonna use the volume fader right here to blend in how much of the loudness of the delay that we want. So we'll just leave the mix knob right here set at 100 so we have 100% of the effect applied to the signal. And then right below the dry wet knob, we have the output knob. And you can just leave this where it's set at by default because again, we can control the volume of the delay with the volume fader right here. And then down here at the bottom right of the plugin, we have the analog feature, which I always have turned off because when you engage it, all it does is just add a static white noise to your music, which is something that I don't want. And then up here, we have the feedback knob, which this is going to control how long your delay actually continues to repeat itself. Or in other words, how long the delay extends and continues to play out. So the more right that you go with this feedback knob, the longer the delay is going to continue to play out, which can make things pretty muddy and loud. So I usually always have the feedback knob set pretty low. 20 is a good setting to start with. Let's go ahead and play the vocal again, and I'll adjust this feedback knob so you can really get a gauge on how it affects the sound of the vocal.
This thing is adding up, 2 plus 2, days go by, they multiply, memories made of me and you, lost in you, say you miss me, stay up till the morning. Dance the night away, say you feel free, feel like it's soaring, yeah. Rain is pouring, fogging up the window.
Okay, so as you heard, with a lot of feedback, the delay just became really messy, which can be distracting and it can take away from the main vocal. So I recommend just staying at about 20 on the feedback knob. Anywhere below 20 is gonna give you good results. And then down here below the feedback knob, we have the EQ filters here. So we can roll off some of the lower frequencies and the higher frequencies. So I usually bring the high pass filter up to about probably 250 will be good, and then I also take away some of the highs just to make the tone of the delay a little darker. And then moving on, we have the mod section over here, which I don't ever really use. It just makes the delay sound weird and robotic, so we'll just leave it alone. And then lastly, over here on the left side of the plugin, we have the lo-fi button, and I'm gonna turn that on. And when this is engaged, it just downsamples the sound of the delay and kind of gives it more of a vintage tone. Cool, so now that we have everything set up on the delay plugin, let's go ahead and play the vocal with the beat. And then what we're gonna do is set the volume of the delay within the context of the whole mix. So I'm gonna bring this volume fader down on the delays channel all the way to 0, and then I'm gonna press play and slowly bring the volume up until I can kind of hear the delay. And then I'll back off a little bit to where it's just creating a, kind of distant layer underneath the vocal.
This thing is adding up, 2 + 2 days go by, they multiply. Memories made of me and you, lost in you. Say you miss me, stay up till the morning. Dance the night away, say you feel free, feel like it's soaring, yeah. Rain is pouring, fogging up the. This thing is adding up, 2 + 2 days go by, they multiply. Memories made of me and you, lost in you. Say you miss me, stay up till the morning. Dance the night away, say you feel free, feel like it's soaring, yeah. Rain is pouring, fogging up the window, riding this high.
All right, so right there, I thought was a good spot to leave the volume fader. Remember, you don't necessarily want to hear the delay so much, you just want to kind of feel it. And it might be easier if you use headphones when you're mixing in the delay so you can really get a good gauge on the volume of it. All right, so that's it for today. I hope y'all learned something. If you're still confused about anything, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll see you on the next video.